Mark.
That's right, Ephraim. The Heartbeat Law, which bans abortions once doctors are able to detect a fetal heartbeat, was passed earlier this year. Lawyers for two abortion providers in Iowa, Planned Parenthood of the Heartland and the Emma Goldman Clinic, later filed a lawsuit against it. They argue the law violates women's rights under Iowa's Constitution. A judge then blocked the bill from taking effect until the case was resolved. Supporters of the bill celebrated its passage and say it's important progress in the pro-life cause. Last year, Iowa U.S. Representative Stephen King took the fight for life to Congress, pushing to get a bill passed on the federal level. He and other pro-life lawmakers say the sound of a heartbeat is evidence of life.
I think we have a nearly universal consensus in America, and wherever you sit on the political spectrum, that human life is sacred.
News reached out to the Christian pro-life organization, the Family Leader in Iowa. The group sent us a statement saying that in today's hearing, the district court judge heard arguments and Planned Parenthood's goal that the judge will grant summary judgment. The Family Leader's director of communications, Drew Zahn, said a summary judgment would effectively kill the state's heartbeat law before it can even go to trial. The judge is expected to make a ruling within 60 days. Zahn went on to say no matter which way the judge rules, it is likely the case will be appealed to the Iowa Supreme Court. Iowa's coalition of pro-life leaders will continue to fight for life, knowing that it is clear that when a baby's heart is beating, she's a living person, she's a baby. And Ephraim, Zahn says the Family Leader also is planning to invite citizens to tell the court through an official court record petition that they want all life to be protected. Back to you.
All right, Mark, thank you so much. Sue Thayer used to be a manager for Planned Parenthood in Iowa. She is now an avid pro-lifer and joins us now. So, Sue, what are your thoughts on the state's heartbeat law?
You know, the heartbeat bill is an awesome measure, really, of where we're trying to go. But I just can't help but think it's just sad that in our country, we are still debating, is human life valuable? When does life begin? And I remember working in hospice care and until the doctor came and checked the heartbeat to see if there was, any sound there, if the heart was still beating, the patient was considered alive. So if they have a heartbeat, they're alive, but they don't afford unborn babies that same, measure of respect. And of course, we know that Planned Parenthood, anytime they get a ruling that they don't like, their immediate response is to just appeal it, and that's what they did in this case.
It's been reported Republican lawmakers hope a challenge to the heartbeat law will overturn Roe versus Wade. How so?
Well, Iowa is the state where webcam abortion began. At one time in Iowa, we had 29 abortion facilities, which is more per capita than any other state. So Iowans, pro-life Iowans, felt that it would be just an amazing turn if somehow this heartbeat bill could be the one that would rise to the U.S. Supreme Court and be a challenge to Roe v. Wade. And I think that's what it's going to really take from some state, and hopefully it'll be Iowa or any state, but to really challenge Roe v. Wade. And, in 1973, when it was passed, we did not understand life. And now all you have to do is get online and look up what ultrasound images look like of babies, and you can see them sucking their thumbs and waving and all the things that they do at such a tiny age. So it really is time to take a look at that again.
Do you think Roe versus Wade will eventually be overturned?
That is certainly our prayer. It's hard to imagine that like I said, that we even have to debate it, but we're guaranteed the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness in our founding documents. So to think that we've lost 61 million babies at the hands of abortionists across the country is just unconscionable.
Now, you used to be a manager for Planned Parenthood in Iowa. You're a pro-life advocate now. What advice would you have for someone considering an abortion?
Call, get help. A lot of women that I saw in my years at Planned Parenthood would say, I don't really want to have an abortion, but how am I going to take care of a baby? And of course, Planned Parenthood staff is really trained to funnel those women down the chute towards the abortion facility. We would say things like, You know, if you price diapers, do you know how expensive it is to take care of a baby? And we had goals and quotas that we had to hit. So that was always our goal. But, you know, if a woman finds herself in a position where she's facing an unplanned pregnancy, there are so many pregnancy help centers all across America that stand ready to help in any way possible to help that woman choose life for her baby. So I think if women, you know, reach out, get an ultrasound, you know, go see a picture, an image of that baby. You can see the little tiny spine and the wee tiny heartbeat, sometimes between 5 and 6 weeks. And what a miracle that is to see that.
All right, Sue Thayer, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me on.